Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special edition of Let's Talk About It, a podcast that gives a platform for real talk, real people, real topics, and real conversation. Now, the reason why I said special edition, I'm going to slide this between the other episodes I have coming out. I want to talk about my life, my journey for a second. And I can't do it all like in one podcast. So it's gonna be in parts. So enjoy the ride. I hope people will enjoy this because I'm telling a lot. I'm telling about the certain points in my life that got me to where I'm at today. You know what I mean? To actually really get me to this part to do this podcast. When I started this podcast, which I'll explain all the steps going up to it. But one of the reasons why I started this podcast, the end part of it, I'll tell you everything else leading up to it. I was on TikTok one day and I was talking about my daughter who passed away in 2022. And I really didn't talk about it, but I felt it had to be said. I want to get it out. TikTok fellow friend, Tammy Lynn Connors, she contacted me. She has her own podcast, Hope, helping other people evolve. Go check it out. She asked me to come on there to talk about my struggles, how I deal with my daughter's death. So I went on it and I felt good about it. She made me feel safe. I felt good. I was like, man, this is great. So the two people got in contact with me. One person said they was inspired by my story, by being brave enough to talk about my daughter. And they went to go seek counseling, right? It's fantastic. I felt good about that, right? The other person got in contact with me and said, I saw your podcast. I saw Highway while you talked about it. And they kept it in. Their child passed away, probably like around the same time as mine. And they was having bad thoughts, if you know what I'm talking about, bad thoughts. And so she replayed the podcast like 2-3 times. She said she went to go see counseling, and the rest is history. She's doing good. I actually check up on her every time. And that's another side note. If you have known anybody that has like any type of suicidal thoughts or anything like that, check up on them. Listen to them. They don't need a lot of talking yet. They need to be listened to. Trust me, I know. Right? So I'm going to begin my story. Hope I don't bore you guys or whatever. It's not going to be that long. I'm going to do it in parts. I'm going to talk about the events in my life that made me to the man I am today. Okay. Now, let's start off with, I was born and raised in Philly, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philly born and raised, loved it. Hot summer in 1971. My mom told me that I think it was like 103 degrees that day or something like that, or whatever it was. It was like around 103 degrees. So, on that day I was born, and just check this out. I was the only boy in the nursery of all girls. 14 kids was born that day, and I was one of them. I was the only boy, surrounded by all girls. It's crazy, right? Now, some of you go think that explains a lot, right? No, don't get it twisted. All right, so I was born from my mom. Unfortunately, she was a single mother. When she found out she was pregnant with me, with my father, he decided he wasn't ready for it. So he left Philadelphia because she met him in college. She was a freshman. I think he was a sophomore. One thing lead to another. Got pregnant with me, transferred back down south. That's a story for another episode. So, my grandmother stepped up, Philadelphia school teacher. She taught me public school for like 24 years. But she was hard nosed. She was old school down south, North Carolina. She was a hard nose. So we gonna come up to maybe the 5 or 6 going to school, going to kindergarten, being a young kid, everything. So I remember I had a chronic stuttering problem, which I stutter here and there too. You'll hear in stuttering problem, mumbling my words, which I do sometimes. I do. It's how it's in my DNA. Speech therapy, everything. Okay. I had a real bad problem with that. I was teased. And you know how it is, like, you know, when kids tease you, they're fucking brutal. Teased like crazy, stuttering little, all type of shit. It really got bad when I was in third grade. You know, when you have to like read a section in a book, right? You're in class, teacher calls on you, so read this section. You continue to read this section. Came to me. I'm scared fucking shitless. Okay? I'm scared shitless. She's like, Lewis, I'm waiting for you. So I did it. I'm fumbling and stuttering like, oh God, it was embarrassing. They was laughing their asses off. Laughing their asses off. Okay. And I remember I was so embarrassed, right? I pissed my pants. Yeah, third grade. And my third grade teacher, Miss Slate, probably the best teacher I ever had in my life. Understanding about everything. Stopped the class, yelled at the kids, took me to the bathroom, and told me to clean up. You know what I mean? But you know how kids are. Oh God, they was brutal. They was on my ass like fucking crazy. It was on me. Crazy. Peabody Lou, all this shit like that, stuttering Peabody, all type of shit, all type of damn names. Okay. So they called my mom up. Mom came up with clothes. Took me outside in the hallway, said, what the hell? You got me missing work for this shit because you can't hold your pee? Yep, that's what fucking happened. I guess that's how way mom was back then. And it just gets worse from there. So, you know, I wasn't all that good in school. You know, I think every fucking report card, I was basically failing. You know what I mean? You know, if you remember your report cards back in the day, you got A, B, C, D, and F, right? But back in the day, you had the E's. You know what I mean? I had E's. So I used to get D's, E's, F's, and a C. And a C was like an A to me. And guess what I got that in? A fucking gym. Who gets a C in gym? You should get an A. Like, that's how fucked up that shit was. So, I was going through the whole motions, like failing, having bad report cards. Okay. And guess what? Back in the day, you get in trouble, you get your ass whooped. You get a whooping. And I got whippings, paddles, belts, all type of shit. So it was one, I think it was like one of my third report card, third period or whatever. I think it was third or fourth grade, whatever it was. I got the worst one ever. Well, I actually came up with a stupid idea because back in the day, they used to do it in pencil, right? Or pen. Some teachers would do that shit, right? So the E's, right? You know how the E's go like this? I would draw a B. I'll make it a B, right? Make it look good. So I don't get my ass whipped, right? This is how dumb I am. I guess I'm a fucking kid. It was an E, but it was in black ink. Guess what my dumb ass put it in? Yep, you guessed it, blue ink. Right, I'm coming home. My mom was like, what the fuck is this? Like, no, they made a mistake. They ran out of ink. All type of shit. All dumbass shit in my fucking head. Got my ass beat even fucking worse. You know what I mean? For lying and falsifying my report card. Told me to go outside, get a switch off the tree branch. Got a whipping with the switch. Now you were thinking that's like child abuse. Yeah, pretty much. But some of us, some people watching this shit, you remember those fucking days. We used to get our ass beat bad. You know, especially living in the city. You know what I mean? Like, some suburban areas too, but not like the inner city kids, man. Single parent moms, grandmoms, they used to beat the fuck out of us. This is back in the 70s. Okay. There was no diapers, child services. I guess there was, but they ain't coming in the city. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So at this point, right, my mom got a job. You know what I mean? She got a good job. Working at the post office, bulk mail center. Okay? Post office, right? You thinking post office make money. Nope. They got banging insurance, but we still struggle to make money. So coming up, some of the kids in the area, like they would have the better toys, the better clothes, shit like this and that. Not me. I had secondary. I had secondary shit. Like, back in the day, right? It was the big Hot Wheels one, right? Remember the Hot Wheels? Like, no, you run around, you get on, you pedal your feet and shit like that. My mom got me the Red Baron from fucking Kmart. if you know what Kmart is. People used to make fun of me for that shit. Right? When everybody got bikes, right? They used to get Huffies, right? They get Huffy 10 speeds or with the little gears on the side. Everybody riding bikes around the neighborhood. I got a Sidewinder. Google Sidewinder back in the day. You'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. Clowning me for that shit. Went through all that shit, all that clowning shit, right? So my broad idea is to try to come back with a clown. So be a clown. So I became a class clown. Go figure that shit, right? With my personality. Some of you know, right? Became a class clown. Didn't do no good. Got more in trouble. Got my ass beat when I got home. I got whatever, slips, whatever, shit like that. My mom used to come up to school, talk about this. He'll do better. He'll do better. I'm surprised they ain't leave my ass back. Okay. So I'm going through all that shit. Gotta go through that part of it. So we get to the fourth grade. Like, the fourth grade was probably one of the unusual, toughest times of my life. That was just ridiculous. It was really, really ridiculous. I think that's when I get my first encounter with girls. Yeah, fourth grade, like 10. Okay. Nobody talked about it. You got the whole little liking girls and this and that. But it's puppy love shit, right? You thinking you're 10 years old, fourth grade, you shouldn't be liking girls. Okay. This is the fuck happened. I'm in the coat closet. This is like the end of the school day. We get our coats in the coat closet, right? Man, we used to go to the coat closet, pick up our coats in school. So I'm in the coat closet. Girl named Deborah. I'm gonna say the last name, but Deborah, if you see it, you probably remember the story, right? I'm in the coat closet. Deborah comes up to me, right? Grabs me, kisses me. This is fourth grade, right? And says, "You're my boyfriend now." Right? I'm like, okay. Oh shit. Right? Yeah, right. So I go with it. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So we're walking home. Okay. She grabs my hand. Okay. Now, at fourth grade or young ages, you see a little boy, little girl holding hands. They come up, they sing that stupid ass song. Lewis and Deborah sitting in a tree, KISNING, first come love, first come marriage, something with a baby carriage, some shit like that. I'm going through that shit. They sung that shit for fucking days. And guess what? First breakup, Deborah broke up with me. She broke up with me for another dude. But he was older. He was in fifth grade. So I guess he was better. Fucking knows. Whatever. Right. So, then my mom decides to get a good idea that I need to get away from the public school system. So she puts me in Catholic school. This is sixth grade. I don't know nobody. These kids all know each other. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna come in new. I'm gonna come in hot. You know what I mean? Like, guess what I did? I brought that same class clown shit to this shit. Okay? That didn't fucking work too well. Getting clowned on. Okay? Getting clowned on. Getting crazy ass clowned on. Fucking nuts. Oh, wait a minute. I got to backtrack. I'm sorry, I forgot about one thing before I get back to sixth grade. Let's go back to fourth grade again. I'm sorry about this. I also had my first, I guess, quote unquote, girlfriend at fourth grade. But I also had my first fight in fourth grade. With who? A girl named Robin. Oh, wait to the story. Mill Creek Community Center, skating around. We get into a whole argument there. We're skating around, we're messing around with the girls, blah, blah, blah. You know what boys do. So, she comes up, pushes me down, and just like she pushed me and then she kicked me. So I was like, oh man, I'm all big and bad, this and that. We go in the hallway, we take off our skates, we get into a fight. This is fourth grade, right? Guess what Robin did? Robin beat the fuck out of me. She kicked my ass. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to say it. Yeah, this is the first time I ever said this shit to anybody. First fight was against a girl. I got my ass kicked. Go figure. Never happened again. Anyway, I had to put that little shit in. Get back to sixth grade. Class clown, trying to make new friends. Didn't go too well. You know, they was all knew each other. I'm trying to make friends. I'm trying to, be cool with everybody. Nobody's taking me in. Nobody accepted me. So I leave my old school, getting picked on because of my stutter and slurring or whatever. I bring it to this school. So I ain't really say too much, but I'm trying to crack jokes and this and that. Guess what? They weren't laughing with me. They're laughing at my dumbass. Okay, trying to fit in, right? Trying to please everybody, make friends. Didn't work out too much. To where I think the most embarrassing, like that. So then after that, I'm thinking they started to have house parties. I don't know if you guys remember the old house parties and shit like that. We used to have house parties. And everybody was having it. I didn't get an invite. That's the first time I'm actually really talking about this shit. Sixth grade, and I think like seventh grade too. Sixth grade and seventh grade. You know, I begged to go to these parties for them to give me an invitation. That's fucked up, right? I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm a grown ass man now. I can admit anything. I really don't give a fuck. But that's a shame that I had to beg to go to a fucking party. I mean, I was 6'7", 6'7" They gave it to me. You know, I had one good experience. I had my first slow dance. You know, I think Pay LaBelle song, if only you knew, and another one by Luther, If This World Mine. Had it with a girl named Diane. Treated me respectfully. You know what I mean? I enjoyed that moment. But then, people were starting to have boyfriend and girlfriends. Now, I don't know if you remember this, and I'm 52 years old. Back in the day, we used to pass notes, right? We used to write on there, like, you get a note, will you go with me? And you put yes or no. Fold it up, right? Give it to the person, pass it on to the person. They said no. So it was one time I passed it off to this girl named Cece. I was like, yo, pass it down. Pass it down, Cece. This dickhead in the class, he gets up, like it's a funny joke, and reads it in front of the whole class. Fucking embarrassing as fuck. I was like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. Reads it out loud in front of every fucking body. Everybody laughing. There I go again. Another bad class experience. Laughing. Mortified, right? Ran out the classroom. And my teacher at the time, this was seventh grade, she came in here came out like a bull. Get back in that damn classroom. I don't care what they're laughing at. You did it. And this was like back in the day. This is when the nuns could say whatever the fuck they want to say. You know what I mean? So it was just a terrible, terrible experience for me, coming up through middle school, elementary school, then so-called middle school, teasing, bullying, then get into fights in middle school. I'm not gonna lie, I probably lost my first three. I lost my first three. You know what I mean? Like, I think I was sixth and seventh grade, and seventh and eighth graders are coming at me. But I'll tell you right now, though, I never I ain't run. I didn't run. My grandma taught me, like, listen, man, you gotta stand your ground. I may have got my ass whooped. That's like what, 0 for 4? From the girl over the three guys, 0 for 4. But you know what? I stuck my ground. It is what it is. My grandmother always told me, like, listen, always stand your fucking ground. Is there two things gonna happen? Either you go get your ass kicked or they go get their ass kicked. But always stand your fucking ground. And I stuck to that ever since I was a kid. It didn't matter. You know what I mean? So that was it on that part right there. Failing school again, failed again. Keep on fail. I don't know what the fuck my problem. I didn't like school. I don't know what the hell I was doing, all type of shit. So then I think you know, went through the whole thing of being a class clown even more. Still didn't fucking work. Embarrassing my fucking self. So then I get to like eighth grade. This is the last year of Catholic school. Then you go off to ninth grade high school in the Catholic era, right? So I failed. I got they said I had to repeat, but I went to summer school in a public school. And I'm going to end it there because right now it's going to go into a whole nother genre from summer school all the way up to fucking high school. Up to high school. That was a whole nother era. That's when I started to like change and discover myself and actually make steps to not be bullied. And my stuttering went down a little bit. Got into girls, fights, inner city violence. There was a lot of it. So thank you guys for hearing this out. It's just a small little part of it. I'm not gonna get too much deep into it. Stay tuned for the next episode. Have a good day. God bless. And everybody have a great day. Good weekend. Whatever. Peace.